Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Stream of Chaos. My name is James, and I am the keeper for this game of Call of Cthulhu called Shadows Over Stillwater, which is a fantastic Call of Cthulhu campaign set in the Wild West. Now, we had a few technical difficulties which stopped us from being able to stream last week, but we are back and we are ready to continue the adventure. We left off at a critical moment with all of our investigators having just been rescued from a band of marauding undead. But we'll jump back to that in a second. First of all, let's get everybody to introduce themselves. Art, do you want to start?
Yep. Hi, I'm Art. I am playing Dr. Joseph Waite, who has apparently developed a almost terminal interest in the undead.
Yeah, a good thing to have. Daniel.
I'm Daniel. I'm playing Griff Gutherson, and Griff Gutherson doesn't really get what we're doing. We came here to find a man. We know where he is. What are we doing up on this plateau?
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Griff. Jackson.
Oh, that wasn't the order I was expecting.
Yes,
what
I'm sorry.
Hell?
The order. But you know what? Jackson, why don't you go right ahead? And then
Is that because you saw me
later and deliberately exclude him?
Is that because you saw me drinking tea? Hey, I'm Jackson. I'm playing Marshall Mack. Last time we saw him, he was vehemently denying the possibility of undead, convinced it was just a mass hallucination. So he owes the good doctor an apology.
All right. Thank you, Jackson. And next we will have Rachael. Why don't you introduce yourself next?
Hi, my name is Rachael, and I am playing Adda Blanca Ward. And last time we saw her, she was less interested in whether or not the undead are real or not, and more interested in whether she can shoot them in the face.
Well, that's a good thing to be sure about. And David, please tell us who you are.
I'm David, and maybe I don't want to anymore. I'm playing Grease, and not unlike our recent situation, I'm the only one whose horse didn't get rounded up, and I've been forgotten again.
Oh,
and I'm
terrible.
All right, you got to ride on my horse.
Yeah, we got to shoot some stuff. It was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
All works out in the end.
Yeah.
So for those of you who are just joining us, remember that you can catch up with the game on YouTube and see what's happened previously. But first, we'll give a quick update to remind everybody where we were at. First of all, though, we'll have a little bit of an announcement about some cool stuff that Chaosium is doing at the end of this episode. So stick around till then, because that'll be a lot of fun. Continuing on, though, a little reminder. So our characters are a band of investigators who have gotten together from various walks of life to track down the members of the Green-Eyed Gang, who they all hold some kind of personal vendetta against. The first person that they've tracked down is somebody called Hank Hanarati, and they've tracked him down to the small town of Stillwater. After arriving in Stillwater, they realized that something is very, very wrong in the town, and gradually managed to realize that there was some strange chemical in the air that was making people dazed and confused and really unable to take care of themselves. So in an attempt to try and figure out the situation, to try and save the people of Stillwater, they have headed up to the nearby Knife's Cut Mesa, where they saw a strange rocket whiz across the sky, which they suspect may have been the method of dispersion of this chemical. While they were up there examining the rocket site, they were set upon by a strange band of undead creatures and had to race across the mesa until at last they were rescued by Taza and his people, who have snatched you from the jaws of death, quite literally. So we'll pick things. Yes.
Because I just looked at my notes and I have alien snake venom.
Oh, yeah.
Got attacked by a snake.
Alien
Yes.
snakes.
Blanca's got a belt.
That's right, I skinned it.
Yay!
Yes.
And I have
While you
slightly
were-
more
Alien
baggage.
snake belt.
I have slightly more mental baggage.
Exactly.
Why?
While you were
Oh.
camping, Mac woke up with a new friend in their sleeping bag. And this friend was a strange snake, which the doctor was able to figure out was some kind of weird alien, or at least not before studied by humans, snake.
And then we shot it.
Yep.
Good luck studying
Oh
that.
yeah, we killed it.
Yeah. Blanca's right. It is very dead.
I love
Took
guns.
experiments, so, I'll need to experiment on someone eventually.
It's a really good
Someone?
moral to the story.
Yes.
If you don't understand something, you should shoot it.
Eventually the doctor's gonna go mad. You know he's gonna start experimenting on people.
Oh yeah, matter of time.
I'm sure all the experiments will go wonderfully. Anyway, so let's jump back in. Now, the collection of you are pretty exhausted at this stage. You're tired. You've been racing across the mesa on horseback. Some of you firing back behind you. Some of you had branches whipping across into your face. All of you were sort of catching your breath, hearts just starting to calm down after having been chased by these terrifying beasts. Since we haven't really had a description of what your characters look like under duress before, can I get everybody to remind our audience what your characters look like and give a brief description of what they might be doing right now, how they look, what's their deal?
I want to go first before I get forgotten.
Yes, good idea.
So, Grease is like a 17-year-old kid with a scruff of a beard beginning to form and long, greasy hair, which he keeps pushed behind. And he's currently riding on the same horse as the giant mountain man.
The giant mountain man is myself, Griff Gutherson, who is big and bearded and takes up most of the horse. The only reason Grease fits on is he's just a kid, but he's like, we're like Legolas and Gimli.
if Gimli was also huge.
Fantastic. What about the rest of you?
I'm just trying to remember if I have a horse. It changes every week.
You did
I
have a
do
horse.
It's
have
just not
Yeah.
legally yours.
Yes,
That's right.
sorry.
That's right.
Yeah, Blanca does not own a horse. This horse is not technically hers,
No.
but it's here.
But I'm not going to turn it away.
Oh, of
Anyways,
course.
Blanca is like sort of like mid-20s, tall, like blonde woman, but kind of rough around the edges. Riding on her horse, not very like overly nice to her horse because it's not really her horse.
Hey.
Yep.
It's just a horse that showed up.
Ride
I'm
it
not
like you stole
mean
it.
to the horse. It's just not
Yeah.
like being like, oh, nice horsey.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And the two of you, my fine friends.
Sure. Joseph is a kind of slender, unassuming looking fella in probably his like early to mid 30s. He's dressed probably slightly nicer than the rest of these folks in the sense that he wears a 3-piece suit and tie.
Everyone nodded.
But like
right.
it's not like as demonstrated by me today. The shirt is not ironed, and like everything's got kind of dirt and scuffs, and probably some dried blood in there. Like he's got nice clothes, but he doesn't live in a nice place.
Yes.
Glasses, pocket watch, does not carry a gun, but does carry a hip flask.
Now, Joseph was attacked.
Also,
Yes.
Yes, he is currently sporting a rather nice claw mark down the side of the neck and some quick like bandaging because I managed to first aid myself.
Yes, excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was because you walked up to the weird shambling thing.
No. I took my horse close to it 'cause I was terminally interested in the undead. And it decided to become terminally interested in me. And scared the living shit out of my horse, and my horse threw me. And it was like, hi, I would like to be your friend.
Exactly. Yes. I just wanted to be a friend.
Yeah, it was
totally.
like a shark. It was just wanted to know what I was.
Yeah, absolutely. And some scouting claws. And Mac.
Mac is, I guess, riding hard now, trying to get to wherever it is we're going. The dust kind of barely managing to escape its years-long entrapment in his dirty coat. I think he's keeping an eye on Joseph to make sure that the medical man's not going to bleed out on us. Making sure that Grease is staying on his borrowed horse. But yeah, you know, he's still in one piece, and that's more than you can say for some folks out here.
Oh, absolutely. Now, as you're all catching your breath, you're gazing around at the people that are also here with you. So Taza and his people look like they're traveling rough as well. There's a lot of horses here, and all of the horses seem to be carrying quite large bundles of gear and equipment. Everyone there is watching you curiously with a seriousness to their gaze. It looks like they understand exactly what you went through. They seem to have been aware that the undead were around. Taza himself walks over to a selection of saddlebags, you would presume his horse, and pulls out a couple of water skins, which he walks forward and hands towards each of you respectively. As he does, he says, I'm sorry I can't give you more hospitality. I'd give you a place to rest, but you have to understand we're on the move and we won't be here for very long. The best we can offer is some water and maybe some advice.
We'll gratefully take both, I think.
Well, we'll provide what we can. Are you folks all from Stillwater?
No, we were just passing through looking for somebody.
I figured as much. The folks from Stillwater don't tend to come up this way very much. And when they do, they usually end up getting bit by a snake or falling down a cliff or some other terrible disaster.
We ain't afraid of snakes.
Taza looks at you very seriously and says, well, you should be. They're deadly. And not just the little ones, the big ones too. Anyway, who are you looking for? Maybe I can give you some directions.
It's a gent by the name of Hank Hanarati. Last seen up here at Probish Ranch.
On the outskirts, right? And he points loosely in the direction.
Oh yeah, but that's not where we're going.
Yes.
Yeah, I lost track. But before we find him, we're more concerned about whoever's setting these rockets up.
He nods a few times and says, well, I've never really crossed paths with Hank Hanarati myself. I've been close enough to the area to presume I know the gentleman that you're speaking of, but I wouldn't really be able to give you any information there. As for who's setting up the rockets, listen, we haven't been giving any trouble to the things that lurk down in the canyon. They have run of the mesa, and we stay as far back as we need to keep safe. But there's some dark creatures out. They wander around. The undead are the least of your worries. There are the big snakes.
Like
What?
snakes, or is that a metaphor? Are they
Well,
actually snakes?
Sort of, I suppose. They look like them, certainly, but they're big. They're different. I don't know. Stay away from them. They're dangerous, and they won't hesitate to attack you.
You think they're the ones that are setting off their fireworks?
Well, they've been more active recently, so I
They
would
ain't
presume
got
so.
hands. How the hell is a snake going to set off a firework, let alone acquire it?
Yeah,
Other
you're
way
right
around,
there,
but whatever.
Chris. I hadn't thought of that. You're right. Snakes can't be behind it.
No, wait.
No hands.
Are y'all suggesting that there's walking snakes down in the canyon that are up to something?
So Taza looks towards you very, very seriously, and says, there are monsters in these parts that have been here for longer than anyone cares to say. You might not call them snakes, maybe you'll call them demons, but there's something, and it wanders the mesa, and it'll kill you if you get close. How's that for an answer? And having mentioned demons again, Grease, you grew up in a religious community, and this is something that your character's been worried about. Can you make a sanity check for me? Because I think this is really starting to hit your character a bit.
Boy, can I. How about one of these? Woohoo. Success.
Oh, with a pass.
Only just.
Yeah.
I'll let you choose whether you're going to take a single point of sanity damage or no damage.
I'd prefer not to.
Okay.
I think I don't believe him.
Yep, fair enough.
I do believe this land is cursed and that these people are like this whole area, everyone is awful. But I don't believe there are literal walking snakes.
Okay.
Because that would be silly.
Yes, of course. Crazy.
You don't know anything about who's been setting off them fireworks, yeah?
Or why? Why?
Well, he kind of he stops for a second, seems to think. He says, well, every now and again, if we stray too close, the snakes, they seem fascinated with us and with the people of Stillwater as well. If we stray too close, they'll do whatever they can to take one of us away and, you know, try and I presume they were eating us, but maybe they're doing some kind of experimentation. I don't know. They seem very interested in what's happening in Stillwater, and we've decided we've had enough. We're moving north. We're getting as far away from this area as we can, and you know, maybe we'll come back once things settle down.
How long have y'all been
with you?
He looks between the two of you, waiting for one of you to.
All right, I elbow forward. How long have y'all been in the area?
Well, we've been in this greater area for many, many generations, but around here specifically, you know, we tend to, we come here every couple of years, and we also wander between some areas to the north where there's some small villages.
And these fireworks and such, have you seen them before?
No, nothing like that.
Do you know when they started?
I couldn't tell you. You know, we usually don't stray this far into the mesa. We don't like to get too close to Stillwater. The people there can be aggressive.
Well, I already shot one snake, and bigger ones are going to be easier to shoot, given the target and size, is the logic I'm working on. So I'm kind of looking at the group, trying to get a read. I
can't disagree with that logic.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if logic still enters in the equation. If we're going to accept that these snakes are setting off fireworks, is that what we're prepared to do?
We don't know.
Can we arrest a snake?
Firework. We don't need to arrest the snakes.
They don't recognize our law.
I'll arrest you on snake law.
People. Ah!
The amendment to the snake constitution.
I desperately want to go to snake court, and I want to spend the rest of this under their jurisdiction.
This is
they
no
can't
longer
hold a
Cosmic
gavel.
Horror campaign. It's a snake legal drama campaign.
It's a legal film. Will the defendant please be seated?
Good stuff.
Well, y'all know my feelings about this. I don't really know why we're up here to begin with. Hank Hattery's down there. We know the ranch he's in.
Well, them folks down in Stillwater are getting, you know, combobulated, and we've seen folks that are wandering. They're beginning to head further out.
As I said before, we can't bring Hank Hanratty in if the only bastion of civilization anywhere nearby is a couple of idiots.
Yeah, I suppose if you are intent on bringing him in, wouldn't be my choice.
Yes, that is my intention.
Yeah. So Taza kind of looks between the collection of you for a while, and then nods his head a few times and says, "Well, what you decide to do is, I'm afraid it won't affect me and my people very much, and we need to continue moving if we're to put some good distance between ourselves and the area before nightfall. But I can give you some advice if that will help.
I reckon we'll need it.
First of all, stay away from the center of the mesa during the day. There's too many of the dead wander past. Secondly, the snakes, they tend to cluster. There's some of them down in the deep canyon itself. I'm certain of it. If I had to put money on it, I'd bet that's where their lair is. But they roam pretty far and wide, so maybe they have a few places that they stay. Some of them right round the entrance to the path to Stillwater. If you want to go looking for them, you'd probably want to go wandering the outskirts of the mesa, or head straight down into Deep Canyon if you want to face them head on. Otherwise, head up north with us, take a long trip round, and stay as far away as you can from all of this until you can get back to Stillwater. That said, I've heard of strange things happening there, so maybe it's not so safe.
So maybe you can clarify a few things. We're rapidly falling in over our heads here. We're dealing with intelligent snakes. We're dealing with dead rising from the graves. And we're dealing with something setting off rockets that poisoning the brains, the good people of Stillwater. Now, of those three things, where's the connection here? Maybe you can just enlighten us on that.
Your guess is as good as mine, honestly, but my theory, and that's all I really have, is that these snakes, these demons, these whatever you want to call them, they're causing trouble in this area, and they're the only thing that's out of the ordinary here. You know, there's villainy and darkness all throughout the world, but the specific kind of villainy and darkness that happens around here, well, the only other unique thing about this area is that there's the snakes. I'd bet my last dollar that the two of them are related.
Well, all right. We hope when you get back here, it'll be a safer place for you to roam.
I hope so too, and I hope that the collection of you survive your trip back to Stillwater and find the man you're looking for. If you decide to leave, you can head north, and if you find us, we'll give you shelter. What shelter we can provide.
Thanks for what you've given us. We appreciate it.
Not a problem. He nods once or twice, turns and takes his horse and shouts a command to get moving in a different language. As he begins to walk away, he turns back and he points towards the marshal's rifle and then towards Blanca. You have a rifle as well, right?
Shotgun.
No? Oh, shotgun. He points towards the larger guns and says, we want to be careful with those too. If you start firing off shots, the din will draw the dead to you.
So we got to be quiet.
I would advise it, unless you want to be running all through the mesa again. If you do have to run, they're not so good at climbing, and if you stay quiet, they can lose your trail again.
And they come out more in the day than at night.
Seems to be the way. I wouldn't really fear them during the night.
All right.
They're still around, but I've seen them stagger and fall and walk off cliffs.
Just can't see.
Seems that way. Good luck to you all. And he turns and repeats the words he said in another language, and the collection of people begin to walk off. Now, Griff, I need to ask you a question. Your dog.
Yeah.
Did you scoop up the dog and bring the dog with you?
I actually think I was more preoccupied with scooping up grease.
All right.
Taking grease with me.
In which case, you come to the realization that you have no idea where your dog is. It does not appear to be with you.
Dog. Remember.
You give a whistling check. Make a listen check.
All right, listen. Where's my listen button? Oh, there's my listen button. I ain't that good at listening. No, I did not succeed.
No response. You hear no barking. There is no sign of the dog.
Well, that means we must got to now.
Well, we rode.
Yeah, he usually keeps up. He's a quick little dog.
Sorry, what were you saying, Doc?
I'll make a listen check.
Absolutely. So you make a listen check as well. You're listening out. You're trying to hear if you can hear the sounds of yipping or barking in the distance or any kind of...
Or worse, yeah.
You can hear no sound in the distance. You also can't hear the sounds, if it makes you feel any better, you can't hear the sounds of distress either. So there's no like barking, there's no running, there's no chittering and howling from these creatures, but there is no sign of dog.
Is it currently the daytime?
It is currently the daytime. It is probably just going on lunchtime.
So those fellers, they were, insane, right? We're not listening to that.
No, I think they were being serious. What reason would they have to lie to us about snake people?
They're fucking with us.
Plus, I don't think you have it right. I don't think they need to be snakes with legs. I think they just need to be snakes with hands.
Why the hell would they have hands?
Because how else are they setting off the rockets?
Mac, please.
Take everything at face value.
Well, I don't know how long we keep our heads buried in the sand about all this. Seems we're running into a lot we don't know, and I'm keen to find out more.
But they just
I think we should find these snake hand people.
they don't exist.
Okay, well, someone is setting off the rockets, so why don't we go find the person that's setting off the rockets?
Yeah.
And if it turns out it's just like a bald man who kind of looks like a snake, then that's that.
They probably just like wearing crocodile or whatever. I mean, none of this makes any sense. Not a lick of it.
That'll second y'all.
That's as much as I said to the doctor earlier today. And I said, yesterday, when he said he was crazy for saying that the dead were rising from their graves. And now I see it with my own eyes. And I want to keep an open mind about the next thing my eyes are going to tell me. Because that's how we're going to stay alive out here.
I don't think we need to argue whether or not the snakes are real until we see the snakes. Until we see the snakes, it doesn't matter. And then when we see the snakes, we can deal with it then.
That's
So,
not a bad thought.
are we still intending to deal with the fireworks and such, whether they're reptile lit or otherwise?
That
Just-
is in my interest, but I'm keen to hear everyone else.
We're going to have a hard
jump in
time.
quickly. Oh, I'm so sorry, Matt. Just to jump in quickly as a quick reminder, what you've got facing you is you've got Deep Canyon you can go to. You've been pointed in that direction. That's where apparently a collection of snakes are. You can keep trying to wander the mesa and try and find some other kind of evidence. You go back to Stillwater. You know that things seem to be progressing. You remember that in the morning before you went deeper into the mesa, you saw that a lot of the smoke from the chimney seemed to have stopped. Alternatively, there's always Hank Hanarati that you could go to visit.
I don't like our odds of bringing Hanarati in. If the town's full of idiots who can't help us.
Do you remember, and this is a dramatic irony, I'm pretty sure, that we ended the session with us not knowing that Hank and his friend had walked into Stillwater?
Yes,
Oh, it's
absolutely.
Oh, dramatic irony aside, we don't know that, but just
No.
in case anyone who was watching missed that. Yeah.
Little preview of what's to come.
Look, if it's up to me, look, I don't care. But look, if we want to find out the person who was setting the fireworks, we know where the fireworks were set, so we just go there. We find the tracks. We follow those tracks back to wherever that person was, and then bada bing, bada boom, we found the person who set up the fireworks.
All right. I just think it's important whether they're snake tracks or otherwise. It just seems like a point we're kind of glossing over. But if everyone else seems all right, then yeah,
I've
okay.
seen plenty of weird things in my day.
Y'all ain't never seen a snake with hands. Never. Never.
yeah.
And it
Yeah.
was not wielding fireworks.
I've seen a crocodile. That's like a snake with hands. It's a snake with
Damn
legs.
it. Damn it. That's a really good point.
What if, no, hear me out, and I'm being serious about this. What if it was a crocodile that lost its back legs?
And was wielding
Why would it have
fireworks.
to
And
lose its
I'd
back
say
legs?
nothing else.
I mean, it seems
Think
more
about it.
likely.
Think about it. No, but like,
He's right,
think,
it could be a crocodile.
Blanca's sorted it out, actually. Rachel, have you been reading ahead in the campaign?
No, I swear I haven't.
I mean, maybe it was like a circus or something, and they got one of those tattooed gentlemen. You know, with like the shaved heads and such, and it looks like the reptilians. I'm throwing out winners. She proposed it was an alligator without legs, and no one blinked.
So far, that is my favorite theory.
I hate y'all. And
Chris, when you get a few more years into you, then you can start coming up with these theories. But until then, you best just follow the crowd.
fine. Let's go arrest the snakes. Yeah, all right.
Crocodile.
Whatever. Acknowledged.
alligator.
Oh wait, where are we? We're in the
Alligator is a
States?
crocodile. Are they not the same
Really?
thing?
I don't know.
No.
I know that they're not.
It's a crocodilian. There you go.
I think, look, I think we go back to the place where we saw them setting off, where we know they were setting off the fireworks, and we track them back from there. That would be my call. But I also think we should wait until nighttime, because that's when it seems like the undead, and I cannot believe I'm saying this, are less active.
Now, Griff, you do know that tracking will be more difficult at nighttime.
Yeah, but I am a okay tracker.
Do we remember what time of day it was we saw the rocket thing go off?
It would have been getting towards sunset.
So maybe we just need, like, my thinking is, like, it might happen again at the end of the day, and we just need to follow, like, go in that direction.
I like
Okay,
it.
you were one smart cookie.
Yeah, that was kind of out of character.
That is a really good idea. Yeah, let's do that.
I want to hear what Doc says, because normally they're sensible.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I was just gonna say, I don't know if I'd say this out loud, but I have a theory, and I kind of want to test it. At least, like, do an intelligence check. Which is, if they're setting off fireworks at night, probably means they don't like the undead. Because if they're gonna make a lot of noise and they wait till nighttime when the undead don't come around, there's a solid chance they don't like them either. Just a theory.
Ain't.
I'm really glad to be surrounded by such intelligent folk.
Thank you.
But I would, if I could make an intelligence check to confirm that or not, that would be cool.
Listen, so there's a mechanic in Call of Cthulhu called idea rolls, and idea rolls are something that keepers can give players, and they're basically intelligence checks, which sort of like point you in the right direction when you're really struggling. Thing is, you all have pretty good ideas. You've all got a lot of directions. You're not really struggling. So let me tell you this. I will confirm to you, Joseph, that the logic of that is absolutely sound. You know, if somebody set off fireworks when a gunshot would draw the undead, that would send them all absolutely rushing over. So whoever is setting off these fireworks doesn't, at the very least, does not fear the undead coming to meet them at night.
Ain't we under the assumption that the fireworks is wafting down into the valley, and then that is making them all wobbly, and then once they are dead, they're coming back as walking corpses?
Might be a side effect of something else. It doesn't necessarily have to follow that these creatures, whatever they are
Snakes.
trying to, affect people in the town. It could be that these aren't, just to be clear, these aren't fireworks, really. Not the usual kind. I have a note that says they are oily of substance.
Ooh.
They're not normal fireworks.
I don't know enough about fireworks. I will take your word.
I know enough about chemistry.
No,
at least-
okay.
We can stand here flapping lips as long as we like, but it doesn't get us any close to the truth. I like the idea of waiting until the sun goes down, hoping more of those things are going up in the air, and then finding them then.
We got half a day to sit. Why don't we go see if we can fetch your dog?
That's a good call. I wouldn't mind seeing him again.
Well, yeah.
As long as we don't make too much noise.
Okay, I put my rifle away. I'm like, what? Nope. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
The collection. The plan is that you're going to go and you're going to head back to the site where you originally saw the fireworks fired from in the evening and see if you can either catch somebody setting off more fireworks or get a trail that you can follow from there.
I think we're going in the general direction of Snake Canyon as well, right?
Yeah. Okay. So actually, the directions do not entirely line up. I'm going to move everybody to the here, and I'm going to do a little bit of drawing for everybody. Just give me a moment.
Snake with hands.
Oh, it's all good, you guys. I found him.
Found who? What?
Dog.
Oh, hey, there he is.
Perfect.
Oh, he's just off screen of the Twitch
I'm-
view. So the joke.
Oh,
Dense.
the Twitch is like, what is he?
There
Now we
go.
get to
Thank
be
you.
like, look out behind you. Snake with hands.
So the path that the canyon loosely fits is that this is the passage through it that you were following along, and the site of the original rocket launch appears to have been in this sort of vague vicinity here. Now, you've run off in this direction to avoid capture from all of the chaotic undead. You're now somewhere over here, or just abouts. Deep Canyon is significantly up that way. It's quite a bit further along the path. So you basically have a decision here whether you can head back to where you've already been and do some searching, or you can head up towards Deep Canyon directly. So you're not gonna be able to swoop into the two of them. But what you can also do is kind of break out from here and have some general time to look around. Maybe you can pick up the trail from the dog without too much difficulty.
Well, if we're looking for my dog, we got to go back to where we were anyway, right? Like we've retraced.
Yeah, but
our
that's in
steps.
the wrong direction.
Yeah, but it is to where they were setting off the fireworks, which is they might come up. Like some, I don't think they're setting off fireworks from anywhere else, or maybe they are. I don't know. But like we'll see them come up. I don't know what's in that canyon, but I know
Snakes.
that's where they're setting off the fireworks.
Now they're well armed.
Something wonderful has happened very quickly, which I'll jump in with because I think there's going to be some moderation from the rules here. Greece, you have been awarded 7 points of luck.
Yes.
Now, Greece,
106.
Yeah, exactly. So, considering you have your luck has now skyrocketed just so high, and we have not thought of the consequences.
Let me
of
roll
this
something
rule
stupid.
before. All right. What's okay? Let me have a think for a second.
Can we all have it? Can we
No.
split it between everyone?
No, it was given to me.
That's mine.
No, go to hell. I'm putting mine at 106.
I'll tell you what,
Despite the
Greece,
rules
just
explicitly
because-
saying it cannot go above 99. 106.
How about this? We'll implement some kind of rule for exactly what happens when you get. Oh my god! Still technically a success because it's 0-0 is a critical. So you're all right, but. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to implement some kind of rule for this in case this ever happens again. But just for this one circumstance, because I think
106?
it's funnier and it's more narratively exciting. What I'm going to do is you can either special bonus award 7 points of luck to everyone in the group. So you'll get a cumulative 7, 21,
No.
35 points of luck. Except I can't count. So anyway, or you can add
106.
7 points to a skill of your choice.
To me?
Yes.
Gambling.
As long as it does not bring a skill above 90.
Gambling.
There is no way we are getting our own.
Gambling. No, you guys aren't getting a damn thing.
There's
You
no
took
way
my.
anyone is seeing anything apart from Chris.
Yes. Yeah. Go to hell. Yeah. Gambling. I'm adding 7 points to gambling.
Gambling is essentially luck anyway.
Blanca's expression was priceless there. That was fantastic. So, continuing on, you head further into the canyon, and you're gonna have a look around for the dog, basically.
Yeah, we're. Well, I'm gonna head back to the original place where we saw the rocket being launched from. And what are you? Is that you failing gambling? What's happening?
No, someone. Pastor also redeemed 7 points of luck from me.
Pastor, I explicitly said that we will make a rule later, and you have abused.
You should have made the rule faster.
Yeah.
I did. I just didn't say it. And the rule is that shut up. I'll figure out something. No one else redeemed luck for Greece. All right.
How much is it to
Don't-
Oh, I could do it
I
twice.
should still have like bulk channel points from before I was on.
All right, I will rapidly try and spend luck. Let's
Okay.
do something. Let's go get some doggies.
All right. So
Okay.
Good enough to do it
Go
11
find my
times.
dog.
as you're wandering through and you're basically looking around for this dog, you know, there were undead here. You don't want your dog to be eaten. That would be terrible. Also, it's like rule 1 of screenwriting. Don't kill the dog.
Mm.
You
Yeah.
know? So you're
I like
you're
my
looking,
dog.
Yeah, you're looking through the area. You've kind of sort of split into groups a little bit, you know, not, you know, you're still all very much within a moment. or
Shotgun
two.
not with grease.
I'm on your damn horse.
God damn it.
Well, I was gonna say I'd have a word with Grease if he's
Please go ahead.
mad. like it can happen.
Yeah, fantastic, great. So the two of you are together. You've sort of darted off to one side. Now, what we'll do is we'll say that Joseph, Grease, and Griff, since you're Griff and Grease, you two have been sharing a horse. You're sort of off to one side, and Blanca and Mac, the two of you are off towards one side. Now we'll get back to exactly what happens with Grease and Griff and Joseph in a second, because. First of all, Blanca and Mac, as the two of you are walking along, you start to hear a noise, and immediately the two of you crouch down. You need to be ready. This could be a noise that is drawing some kind of danger to you. But it appears to be the clopping of hoofbeats. You take a few steps forward and you're kind of at a raise in the mesa in front of a small drop, which leads to kind of a patch of tough grass and little tufts of plant life. And as you peek over and take a look, you can see Grease's horse, abandoned, wandering about, clopping, bending down and sort of nibbling at some grass. Now, just as you take this in, you see across the other side of the canyon, about the same distance, from the horse as you are, another one of those shambling figures. And it does not appear to be active, it's just shambling along, but there's a risk that the horse notices it at any moment, and there's a risk that it notices the horse or you at any moment. The two of you are trying to stay as quiet as you can to not draw any attention. What would the two of you like to do?
I think we should try to get that horse back. I do owe it to the sheriff.
What do you want to do? You want to try and distract that thing? You have a rifle, don't you?
Mm-hmm. A rifle that we were told we shouldn't use.
How far away is the shambling boy?
The shambling, so about the same distance to the horse to you, and you would say you'd have to scale down this little bit of cliff, as with the creature, but you presume that it will do it in like a second, but probably about 200 or 300 meters, which is in feet. I have no idea.
Like 600 and 900.
Engineer to the
like
rescue.
800 or so, yeah.
Okay, so about 600 feet.
It's quite a while. Well, I guess we could just mosey on up and hope it doesn't notice us.
What, to the thing?
To the horse.
Just checking my character sheet. Can't remember how good I am at things. I'm not that quiet. What about you?
I have known to be quiet when I need to be.
All right, well, I don't really have a natural affinity with horses. Do you want to give it a go? And if things turn south, maybe I can just, let off a bullet and we can bolt on out of here.
Yeah, but you got a scattergun, don't you? That's not much good at long range.
Well, could you potentially lend me your rifle? It's the same skill.
Well, I don't know if I can do that. This here is U.S. Marshal issue.
I'm not gonna steal it. What? I mean, I'm not gonna. Sorry. I mean, I'm not gonna. I'll look after it. I'll look after it. I'm not gonna.
I didn't say you'd steal it. I just don't know.
I was just, theoretical situation.
Now, while the two of you bicker about the gun, we'll jump across to what's happening to Griff and Grease and Joseph. But first, in an act of pure spite, the likes of which I adore, Reaper has given everybody except Grease 7 points of luck.
Oh, yay!
Sheer
I didn't even
amazement.
notice.
I love it.
So there you go. Thank you
you.
very much, Reaper.
This is the mod letting balance to the force.
I'm pissed.
Now, back over the other side of the sort of area where the search is taking place, the three of you are wandering along. Griff, just for convenience's sake, you think you hear the sound of yipping and you walk off by yourself just for a moment, long enough to leave Joseph and Grease by themselves for any conversation they might want to have.
Grease, how are you feeling?
I don't know. It's been a long day. A little confused, I think, given the recent developments and theories being thrown around.
Right. You seem kind of prone to getting into bullet fights.
Yeah, well, I'm good at it, is the thing. And I've learned, like, it's easier to instigate stuff than getting caught unawares. And, you know, something I understand. It's pretty simple.
Right. Do you think you could show me how to use one?
Yeah, use a piece. Definitely. You ever held one before?
Once, twice.
All right. Well, the thing is, you just got to trust your instinct. Training's got nothing to do with it. You want to hold the thing, point it at him, and squeeze the trigger. Give this a go. I'll give the doctor my gun, and I'll point towards Griff. I'm like, you're never gonna hit him on the first try. I'm joking. There'll be like a tree or something on the horizon. Don't aim. Pull from the hip. Bam. Fire. If you aim, you're just wasting time. You could be spending shooting bullets.
Is this loud enough that it's gonna be a problem?
Well, I wasn't going to say anything, but since you specifically asked the question, you raised the gun and then think, oh no, this will bring a horde of undead down. And
yeah, I was just like,
It went from bad to worse. It was like we're gonna fire the gun. I was like, no, we're gonna fire the gun at Grace.
Yeah, Griff.
No!
You know what? Like, maybe not here, but maybe when we get a bit of downtime, you can show me how to use this. And how about I teach you how to patch yourself up a little?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, I never really been injured too badly to need it, and I'm definitely thankful we got y'all with us. But I'm happy to teach you how to wield a weapon. I mean, these are dangerous areas, and, you know, I might not always be there to protect the four yous, and, you know, I ain't seen Griff wield nothing, not with any real success. And I'm not too sure about Mac or Blanca, so yeah, it'd be good for you to have a weapon as well, I think.
Cool. I'm not paying any attention to him rambling. I'm literally looking at his eyes and going, is he still distracted? Is he still under the influence of this thing?
No, the mask that you provided him with appears to have cleared that up. In fact, Grease, you can actually remove from your character sheet the distracted trait that I made you take. You can keep all the ones that were a natural part of your character.
Yeah, I removed it last time when we purged.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Perfect.
Cool. Yeah, just making sure that we've got our gunslinger aware of what he is slinging guns.
Yeah.
As much as it gets.
For reference, if the two of you spend some time next time you camp teaching each other, you can both, Grace, you can tick your first aid skill, and Joseph, you can tick your firearms pistol skill.
Cool.
That's handguns, yeah?
Yes, handguns. Thank you.
No.
Griff, you're off at the side, not yipping, unfortunately. You didn't quite hear it, but as you're walking along, suddenly you realize that you're sweating and you're feeling a little hot, and the sun is getting in your eyes quite a bit. Make a spot hidden check for me.
Ooh, uh-oh.
Man's lost again.
I can do that. Nope.
Nope.
I do not see nothing.
Okay, you start getting kind of disorientated by the lights, and eventually you have to come back towards the group of everybody else. You're starting to feel like it's going to be tougher to find your dog, and you're starting to think, well, you know, the dog was in trouble. Maybe, I mean, you haven't seen bones anywhere, so that's a good sign at least. But yeah, you're starting to get like a headache from having light shine in your eye, and it's a little unpleasant.
Is anyone else getting real heady from over?
We weren't
sun?
aiming at you. Oh.
What? I never said.
Nah, it's son.
Let me take a look at you.
Yeah, Doc. I'm getting real snowblind.
Well, there ain't no snow around here, but all right.
Well, that's the problem, you see. Look. Yeah, anyway,
maybe just take a seat, Griff, and get some water in you.
You want to make a medicine check, Joseph?
I can do that.
If I look around, can I see where Mac and Blanca went?
You turn around just in time to see over on the other side of the little area. The two of you are holding your guns sort of out towards each other and having a conversation. Have you come to a decision?
Well, what's it gonna be? You gonna land it to me or not?
All right, you just keep it in one piece.
All right. The marshal hands over a well-made, beautifully maintained.
It's a bit of a
rifle.
classic. It's a 73 Winchester rifle.
Ooh,
Nice.
lovely.
Cool.
And you kind of hold it, admire it for a second, and then sort of turn and nod and watch as the marshal kind of nods once and then gets ready to head down towards this horse. It's a pretty quick trip, and you're going to have to make a stealth check. But the stealth it's not so much like creeping down, avoiding being seen like you're used to. It's almost just moving slowly and casually and calmly, just not to arouse any suspicion. In fact, you're moving so casually that you almost get the urge to start whistling or to do some other kind of nonchalant thing. Do you mutter anything to yourself as you go? Do you have any particular way that your stealth particularly looks?
I suspect its vision is based on movement.
Yep.
So I'm just keeping an eye out whenever it seems like it's turning its head towards me. I'll just stop or slow down or make sure I'm just an odd-looking cactus.
Okay.
That's what I'm going for. Going
All
for an
right,
odd-looking
make-
cactus look.
A stealth check for me.
I love any reference to Jurassic Park. That's always.
All right.
So that could have gone better.
Okay, you are moving slowly, carefully, quietly, and then all of a sudden the horse looks up and goes and walks towards you very happily, clomping loudly and making quite a bit of noise, quite happy to see you. You've alerted it. Now you can push this roll and kind of, it's okay, calm down, and bring this thing forward. Or the horse is probably going to awaken or alert the creature.
Is it conceivable that I may push the roll with a ride check?
Yeah, I think that it's sort of calming the horse. Yes, I think that is fair.
Then that is what I shall do against my better judgment. Where did we leave? Did we leave our horses anywhere? Are they nearby? I can't remember.
Yes, you would have been traveling with your horses, so yours
Okay.
would be at the top of the small ridge.
Sneaking behind
that-
you,
Yeah.
pretending to be a cactus.
With me, probably.
All right. So I hope you're watching this and you're ready to ride if things
I love
go
it.
south.
I'd love
Oh,
it if
I'm
we-
watching.
All right, here we go.
Amazing.
Well, that's not
extreme-
bad.
That's not bad at all. So you reach forward, and just as the beast is about to turn around and freak out, you bring the horse, and you actually calm it so much that the beast's eyes move across you. Clearly, it sees only movement, and it doesn't notice you at all. It keeps looking, and then turns back around. And
Flawless.
gracefully, you swing yourself back up onto the saddle and ride back, looking pretty proud. You have to do a slight detour and go around a little ledge nearby because you can't climb up you can't bring the horse up the climbed area. But you turn around, Grease, just in time to see Blanca holding two guns and Mac coming over with your horse.
Hell yeah! My horse.
All right, so I assume you tear off to reacquaint yourself with the beast. Meanwhile, Joseph, you succeeded on a medicine check. So you've just had a quick look over Griff, tried to get a sense of what exactly is going on, and you've realized snow blindness is not a bad, guess. It appears that you can see by the way that Griff's pupils are sort of very, very constricted, but also kind of shivering, I guess, slightly. The muscles spasming somewhat. There is some kind of it appears that the sun has been doing this kind of damage, and as you're thinking that, you start to realize, no, is the sun particularly bright here? And just kind of looking around with that in mind, you eventually manage to spot to the side, and I'm going to use the map now, over in this kind of area over here, there's a large mountain on the top of the mesa, and you can see something at the very top is reflecting light, and you can see heat shimmering from the very top, and it appears to be sort of glaring down and creating a sort of bit of light that is distorting. There's a couple of shining points from it. Thank you, whoever did those light effects. Those are absolutely amazing. So that occurs to you as the collection of you now return. You have not found any sign of the dog immediately, but you have spotted this strange thing up on this sort of reflection and shimmering light from the top of a nearby mountain. Any conversation you'd like to have?
I don't know what the heck that is.
What is?
What? The shimmering light up on the top. I assume the doc points it out to everyone.
Yeah. I'm looking at you. I probably like Doc, because he's fascinated by like 90% of medical, no, 100% of medical stuff. All of it. Fascinated all the time. He's probably muttering to himself as he's like looking at your eyes and being like, oh, that's kind of weird. Well, there's that thing up on the mountain that's kind of shinier than usual, and that's probably what's causing the snow blindness, and that's really interesting. Wow. That seems odd. Anyway, let me have a look at you. Like, just...
And all we can see is, like, it's just a glimmer in the distance, or it just looks sparkly.
Peering at it, it seems like there is a shimmering sort of heat distortion coming from the top of this mountain.
Something shiny high up. Well,
now
that sounds like someone we'd be interested in. You got to get high up if you're gonna throw that agent all over the town.
I mean, is that the general direction of where we saw the fireworks from?
You saw the fireworks specifically for you. You actually went to the site where they were launched from, but it is nearby.
So, I mean, not much glimmers around here. Something constructed, maybe? Made of steel?
Worth taking a look at in any case.
We got the rest of the day before night falls.
I mean,
I reckon we could go take a look at it.
Ain't we gonna have to cross the canyon?
No. The canyon is further away, so this would be in the other direction of the canyon.
What is this?
That is just a path. The path through the mesa that you would take.
I see.
The canyon is up this way.
We're gonna have to cross the path.
Yes. Terrible.
How high up is this shimmering? Like, is it a climb or?
It'd be a. I'd say you could get close to it with a climb, but then it would be quite a hard climb to probably literally a hard climb check to get over the top of the and spot the thing up close.
We may as well go take a look at it, see what it is. Yeah? Y'all agree?
Any of y'all got a telescope?
I agree.
Or a pair of Nokis?
Didn't one of us?
I'm just thinking if we can get all the way up there, we can probably spot things around, look for the dog or snake people or whatever. I don't have anything like that. Just wondering.
How much is the telescope?
Fairly expensive, I think.
I swear one of us had one.
You don't have a scope on your rifle or anything like that.
I was just wondering that. When were they invented? Is what I'm looking on Wikipedia right now.
They have been invented at this time.
Practical,
the 90s, so surely by now.
The 90s, it's the 30s.
In 1776, Charles Wilson Peel attempted to have a telescope mounted to a rifle as a sighting aid, but he couldn't do it.
No.
How is that
think,
noteworthy? Write a list of all the things I've attempted.
This one was invented between 1835 and 1840. May I have a scope?
Yes, absolutely.
Nice.
Actually, specifically, this is exactly what luck checks are designed for. So make a luck check.
Well, now got 49 luck. That's not bad.
This is with your +7 from Reaper.
Ooh,
Yeah.
You don't have a rifle.
I get 7 points
Blanca
of
has
your luck.
managed to. I forgot to ask Blanca for it back. Maybe she still has it.
She took the scope off and she hands it back.
It is a critical failure. My luck is below 50.
I think you have a scope that you bought I mean, this isn't a particularly high stakes situation, but here's my thought. You have a scope that you bought like 3 years ago. It's certain that you would need to bring down a criminal at some point, and you would have to do it from a distance, all dark and brooding like, and it has sat at the bottom of your pack for like 3 years. And upon everyone's talking about binoculars, you grab your gun, you go through your pack, you open, bring up the scope very excitedly, and come out of your shell a little bit. You actually say, I have this. And when you open it, this is the first time you've opened, you actually realize you were ripped off. That this is not a functional scope.
Cardboard tube.
The optics are all broken.
Or it's just sat at the back of his pack for so long.
Yeah.
It's like shaken up and just...
Yeah, it's like broken.
Well,
All right, well, I'm glad we got to the bottom of that, Marshall.
How much did y'all spend for that? Because it don't look, real high quality.
it was standard issue. I just
And what,
just
the
sent
pretend army?
No, I just sent the bill to the courts.
It's just, Blanca bought wind chimes, and that was the dumbest purchase. But
What are you talking about? If we didn't have those wind chimes, Mac wouldn't have his life. Because of the snake.
yeah,
I will
Hey, there was a
choose
snake
not to
the other-
take that.
kind of a. I can't wait for us to alert one of them goblins because y'all are clanking wind chimes.
I don't think you understand, Grace. Blanca's playing this game on another level. We don't understand what's going on.
It just seems like a crewing random shit, but I guess I'll start collecting stuff.
Let's
I'm
climb
gonna
the damn
keep an
mountain.
eye out for
Yeah,
rocks.
I ain't too bad at climbing. I spent most of my life in the Rocky Mountains. That piss week ain't even a foothill. I make my way up towards it.
All right, so the collection of you travel across the road. You head through, and you're actually getting quite close to where you first began this journey. Now you can see in the distance a sort of
Yay,
collection
we
of
did a
rocks
circle.
overlooking Stillwater, where you saw the site of the rocket launch. Now, as you're going through and you're getting close, you spot another figure coming up along the road. This time heading from Deep Canyon, and they look like they're heading towards Stillwater. This figure is not staggering. In fact, it appears to be moving relatively well.
Quickly, everyone hide. Everyone hide.
Yep.
I
all right,
would
you're-
like to hide.
Yep. So you all jump around, you dart into the undergrowth. You've got some horses with you, so it's going to be quite difficult.
yeah.
I would like you can all make hard currently with all the gear that you have, you can all make hard stealth checks.
Do we want to? Nope. All right.
Oh,
commit.
whoa. Let's commit.
All right.
Oh, I am hidden. I disappear into the underbrush, never to be seen again.
I do not want to be the reason this fails.
Grease, you think it's a bad idea to hide. So after Griff says, everybody hide, you turn to say that's a bad idea, and he is gone.
And his horses disappeared.
In fact, you're not ever sure he was ever here. Griff? A mountain man out here? That seems a little far-fetched.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So the
Early
rest
for
of
me
you
too.
kind of
Nice.
start grabbing at your things, and this isn't going to work. You realize pretty
This is
quickly,
an awful
like, most
plan.
of you don't really dart. Like maybe one of you jumps off your horse excitedly, then kind of embarrassedly gets back on. This is not, you're not really in a good position here. But after a couple of minutes, the figure gets closer and closer and closer. And eventually, upon seeing you, raises a hand in greeting and walks forward. And you realize that this is actually, speaking of wind chimes, this is the prospector figure who sold you the wind chimes. And he's moving
Oh.
along. He's got a sort of large rucksack, and he looks like he's heading on into town. As he walks past you, he gives a brief wave, steps forward. Well, howdy. How are y'all going?
Is Mr. Frank, wasn't it?
That's right. Colby. Colby's my name. The prospector that you first met, Frank, was the one that you met on the way in. This is the
Oh.
fellow who met you inside the canteen.
Damn
Well, now I
prospectors.
just
Yes. That's all right. Well, you
Too many
remembered
prospectors.
From
Frank.
mining
I
town.
remember Frank.
Yes. Frank. My name's Hiram Colby.
Sorry, where did we meet this guy?
He
He was inside
Blanca
Buena
the wind
Suerte
chimes.
Cantina, and he sold Blanca the wind chimes. This is not the first prospector that you ran into on your way into the town of Proper in the first session. This is the one who met you in the Buena Suerte Cantina.
You may not have been in that scene.
Yeah, maybe not.
I think that you were in with the doc inside the clinic at that stage.
Yeah.
So you don't recognize this person directly, and in fact, instead of saying, "Yeah, well, how do you get?" kind of says, "I've never met you before. No reason I'd expect you to know my name." But does greet.
Also, you've met a random person. You went, Frank?
I know. And he said, and do you know what's even funnier is that I got flustered and said yes originally, which I think is what. Then I went, no, that's not right. He's Hiram Colby. He's not Frank. But I think that's what people do because people get flustered. So I think he probably says yes. Wait, no, sorry. And there's awkwardness sits in the air. No, I'm not Frank. I sold your friend some of my fine collection of wares. How's that working out for you, by the way? No buyer's remorse, I hope.
No, none at all. And I'm not gonna tell that story because I don't think he needs to hear because I don't want him to hawk any more of his wares. I'm happy with what I've got. It was perfectly adequate. We do not need anything else. What are you doing out here, friend?
Well, my claim's up that way down by Deep Canyon, so I'm just heading back into town to sell some effects.
Well, hold on. You tell me you went out of Stillwater?
Oh yes,
last day or two.
I only come into Stillwater every now and again to sell some things. You'll hear.
And you're going back now.
That's right. Heading back in now.
Well, I'm not sure that's a good idea. Tell me, how did your health hold up when you were heading out of town?
My health?
Yeah.
I suppose I felt a little bit poorly, but once I got back to the mine, I cleared up after a couple of days hard work. Build spirit, I believe.
You want to stay in the mine for now. There's some sickness going around in Stillwater. We got out just in time, and you best off be doing the same.
Sickness going around in Stillwater.
You
warned
us about this, didn't he? Didn't you come in and have a whole conversation saying it's best you get out of here?
I told you that there was some danger in the town, certainly, but y'all seem to have stayed, and I am not going to leave. I don't go in there very often. I come in just when I need to. And if y'all followed that advice, then I'm sure y'all would be a lot wiser. And sickness, now that's a bit of an exaggeration.
What would you call it then?
Well, now you may notice his behavior. See, can any of the people who originally met Hiram make a psychology check?
Oh boy.
I like this guy now.
I'm really I've never met him before, but I am super not trusting this man.
Yeah, fair enough.
I can attempt.
I did not.
Who else met him?
I got 99 luck. Let's go.
I had full intention of not going down there because I thought he was a demon person. So I am still hidden on the ridge above.
You may.
Yep.
You're right.
I can do a psychology chest if that's still okay.
Yep, absolutely.
Ooh.
And I could theoretically luck it because I have enough, but it is 14, so I'm trying to
luck
decide
is there
how
to be
much
spent.
I care. Okay, yeah, you're right.
If you spend it, you're more likely to get more back.
That's true.
Session.
That's true.
I do not trust this guy for reasons other than he might be different. Can I make a psychology, but a hard one?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I used an amount of luck, which means I now have 69 luck, so I guess it was worth it, and I now pass.
Yes.
All right.
I also apparently got that hard success.
Okay, fantastic.
Oh, why?
All right. So you both get very different things. Don't worry. Blanca, there's something different about Hiram.
Oh, okay.
Hiram is behaving in a stranger way. You couldn't quite put your finger on, but this is odd behavior. And your memory, you're kind of trying to cast it back, but it's a little hazy about the meeting anyway. That was the time when you immediately after had to rush and you met some people from your old life. So you were sort of panicked and a little discombobulated then. So something's up. Something doesn't make sense. There's some inconsistencies here. Meanwhile, Doc, you can tell with your psychology check that it appears that Hiram is talking in a way that suggests he presumes you are affected by the sickness. So he seems to be leaning on certain things and kind of almost trying to, it's at certain points like divert the conversation, as if he's expecting you to be, maybe not so sharp at this point. He does also appear to be eyeing the masks that you're all wearing, a little confused.
I don't know, like, we probably wouldn't have them up here if we weren't going to be affected by them. I wouldn't be using my salts unless we needed them.
Oh, I'm afraid it was a kind of a one-time douse, like you said, not a toggle kind of option.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm assuming that you're wearing them just to stay safe at this stage.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, wear masks.
Oh yes, absolutely. So Hiram continues to kind of talk and to scan his eyes across a collection of you and says, "Listen, whatever's happening, I just you may. It seems like the collection of you a little confused. Maybe you ought to come back to Stillwater. Rest for a while."
No.
I
Why
think
would we
that
do
might
that?
be a good idea. I think maybe we should go back and check in on our fella, Mr. Hanratty. He's nearby town, and that was what we were here for. Perhaps we should head back. That seems like a good idea. Yeah, I think that might be a good idea. And I am trying to sound distracted.
Okay, you're trying to sound distracted. Perfect. He nods. With your psychology check, I'm not going to make you roll an additional test. He seems to, yeah, that does sound like a good idea, doesn't it? Yeah, you should head along. Absolutely. And he's sort of looking between the rest of you. Back to the Sweetwater Tavern. It's a nice place, really. You get some rooms, sort things out.
Nice place. I think maybe our friend's lost his dog. We're gonna just have a quick look, I think, for the dog, and then head back to town. That sounds like a good idea.
Well, I'm pretty good at finding things. Why don't I have a look for the dog, and the rest of you head back to town? I know this area pretty well. I can bring the dog back for you.
All right. I think that might kind of you. Mr. I'm sorry, your name was
Colby. Hiram Colby.
Colby. Hiram. I'll do my best to remember that. Hiram Colby. All right.
Grace
Well,
is-
suppose if that's what the doctor thinks,
I do.
Okay.
I do. Yeah.
can't
I
do
think
too
that's
much harm. Follow the advice. Medical advice, that is.
Blanca and Grease, the two of you are not exactly the sharpest on plans of subtlety. What are your reactions here?
Well, first, as soon as he said go back, I went no. And then
I just thought we'd had all these long conversations about how that town was safe,
I
and
thought
all of
we
a
just
sudden
settled on something. Also, this dude definitely came from the snake pit. What the hell?
Are you saying that?
No, but I'm looking between Doc and then Mac chimes in. I'm like, what? I look bewildered, which I guess plays into our ruse. I look confused and dazed.
I guess if everyone else wants to do it, I mean,
But-
I'm not one to question that kind of thing. If the group I mean, I don't agree, but I mean, I haven't agreed with a lot of the stuff that you guys have said. So
I thought.
well, I mean, we don't have to go all the way into town. We could just look with the. Oh wait, no, the scope was broken. Never mind. We could just look.
I think it's best if we go in and check in on some of the folk that the sheriff got pretty banged up. We should probably check if he's okay, and
But
some of those
But
friends.
were we gonna
Waite
look
did
at the
that.
big shiny thing?
There'll be plenty of time for that later. Look, Griff, why don't you tell our new friend as much you can about your dog, and hopefully he'll take up.
Griff is not there.
Oh yeah, I was like,
Oh.
hiding.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Griff is here.
Mistakes are made. Mistakes are made.
Yes.
No, it's okay. You're telling me. I'll pass it on to him.
Oh, no, Griff died 15 years ago. I'm sorry, I don't know where I was.
What?
Leaning into the.
Who
leaning
the
into
hell have we
room.
been
See him on the
traveling with?
battlefield. Griff,
As
don't go
you
into the
all-
light.
As you're all here, I need someone to make a fast talk check. One of your group.
It's not gonna be.
Not
It's
me!
definitely one of you two. I don't have a clue what's
I
going
mean,
on.
my fast talk is actually pretty good.
So is mine.
But I don't know what. But I mean, I don't know what I'm fast talk. Can I have like a quick huddle with Mac? And
I
Dom?
mean, it will be in front of
Circle
Hiram
up,
Colby.
circle up.
Okay, can I just like I'm gonna look them both in the eye and say, so we are going back to Stillwater, which is what we want to do.
Yes.
Okay. So I need to tell Colby that's what we're gonna do.
What?
Okay. All right. I'll do it. I'll do the fast talk
It
check.
might be a hard check. At
I'll
this
fuck
stage.
it.
That seems fair.
Yeah, I'm still in edit mode.
I hope Colby's an idiot.
I believe.
I failed.
Ooh!
So
Push it.
I can push it.
Colby kind of leans back and goes, well, y'all seem to have a plan then. All the best. Good luck in Stillwater.
Was the ruse up?
That's what he says.
Can I have a psychology check to see if he knows that the ruse is up?
What was
Sure.
the ruse? There was a ruse?
The what?
I mean,
Nope.
He seems pretty chill.
You can have 14 points of luck.
Yep.
I just want to know what page you're on here. Oh, I didn't mean to
Sure.
roll that. Is that all right?
Um,
I just want to straighten
Yep,
out
yep.
here.
he,
What is he thinking? What is he up to?
He leant back, very relaxed, and put his hand on something by his hip.
Fucking reach for it.
what?
That's me, not Grace. I can't see. Do it. I'll kill you.
Bruce just started paying a lot more attention.
Can I signal that to Grease unless
Yes, this
Seen
would be
it.
a sleight of hand check to kind of.
Mhm.
He's gone for it. Otherwise, Grease
I
doesn't
would
know
like
at this
to-
stage.
I would like to aim.
Okay, you've got your gun out and you are aiming carefully. Yep. So you'll have an advantage if you try to shoot.
That is all.
you want me to do a sleight of hand?
If you want to, Hiram's looking at you. Is the issue here?
Yeah. Guess there's no harm in trying, right?
Could try to talk him out of it.
Oh, another 15 points of luck.
Okay, you feel his eyes on you.
Damn it, do it
Um,
again.
Oh, you want to do it? You want to do luck again? Otherwise, I was going to let
That's-
you tell your push condition.
It's pretty
For
close.
10%.
I mean, 15. I
You want
can't-
you want to luck it?
No, it's dumb. This is
Hey.
a dumb plan. Well, I'm doing.
All of our plans are
I'm
dumb.
doing.
That
I don't
sounds
want to
special.
spend 15 points of luck to tell Grease to shoot someone. That's
Yeah, I'll just do it. Don't worry
it's a
about that.
Yeah, you don't need to. You don't need to. Yeah, you don't need to tell him to do that.
Yeah.
Am I aware of what's going on?
No.
Maybe not.
You,
What the
think
fuck is
anyone has the
happening?
full picture right
Everyone's
now.
hands have
Yeah.
gone to their pistols. Like we're all standing on the edge.
So here's the deal. Here's what we're gonna continue with, right? Griff, you said you didn't trust this person. You were tense. You were aiming. You don't really know what's going on, right? Mac, you have seen that this person has now got their hand on something, right? Blanca, after having a little huddle and sort of talking, and Joseph, the two of you know that something is up with this guy, but you're not exactly sure what it is, and you're not sure of the immediate danger in the situation. Grease, you have no idea what is going on.
I'm
This
confused.
is bizarre. Everyone is changing their minds. That's about the sum of it.
Where were you coming from?
My claim, back up that way.
Yeah, we've heard there's like odd things in that direction.
Odd things? What kind of things?
Snakes. Big uns.
Snakes?
Dangerous things, yeah.
Well, there's snakes everywhere.
No, not like this.
What? What are y'all saying? There's some kind of more snakes? What?
Yeah,
I've
dirty
seen
great
snakes
big
all
uns.
over this place. I've seen snakes all over this country.
I mean, that's what I said earlier. So you ain't seen nothing up that way. I turned to the others. I go, see, I'm not half so sure.
What about those shambling people? You seen any weird people around?
Shambling people?
People that shamble.
People that shamble. Well, I've seen folks wandering about. Sometimes they walk, sometimes they shamble. I don't get paying much mind, to be honest. Listen, it seems like there's a lot of hostility here. Why don't why don't we all head back to Stillwater?
No. We're not going that way.
Not going that. All right, that's fine.
Sir,
I'll
we
be on
don't
my
want to
way
buy
then.
wind chimes or nothing. Y'all can leave.
All right, I'll be on my way then. He kind of turns and edges around you, like keeping his position. Gets around and then turns, straightens his jacket. He does enough of a turn when he straightens his jacket that he could have pulled out his gun and have it in front of him if he wants, but he's no longer facing you, and he walks away.
That was odd, right?
Yeah.
What the hell just happened?
He's taking advantage of the situation in Stillwater.
What do you mean taking advantage?
Well, I don't know. It probably thinks he's running the place now.
No.
He knows what's going on. He knows more. He knows more than the average townsfolk. That's for sure. Whether that he knows more about what's going on in the town or what's going on further down the canyon, couldn't say.
Are you saying he seemed like he was immune or something if he was really going all the way back into town, right? Because didn't everyone make it kind of go funny?
Yeah. They were all getting, strange. Also,
He's trying
he's
to get us to go back.
and he's coming from the direction where we were pointing and said there were dangerous things. Whether a snake or otherwise, there was something down there. Mac, you want me to wing him? Or, I mean, we should, he's clearly knows something, right? Why don't we have a
Yeah.
conversation on our terms?
He's getting away.
I agree with the kid.
I think it's not a bad idea. Let's take him in.
All right. Arresting.
All right. So
Don't
the collection
miss.
of you turn. He's relatively far away, but you've got your horses. What are you doing?
Let's ride.
Hell yeah.
The collection of you suddenly start riding towards Hiram. Hiram turns, seeing you approach. He is going to make a psychology check.
Try it.
Just let me.
We
get
don't even
my-
know what we're doing. Good luck trying to read it.
How can he? Joke's on you. Give me just 2 moments.
You are under arrest, sir.
Under snake law.
Why?
Snake law. You've come from the snake lands. You are under snake law.
He looks towards a collection of you, notes the gait of your horses,
Come
notes
here.
what's happening, and darts off the side of the road. He's like, "Oh God, they're running! They're coming straight at me." He starts running.
All right. So that was the test, right? We just wanted to see what would happen if
Now
we,
we know
if
he's
we
fleeing.
charged him.
He's
Now
guilty.
he's being suspicious. So now we get to take him down.
He's running away though. Like if someone started chasing you, would you not run away?
No,
Depends
let's
on
get
how
him.
innocent you were.
Yeah, he wouldn't run.
He's
Still wanna
darting
see-
off towards the scrub and the crags on the side of the path close to the mountain, like just darting through, trying to head over rocks, trying to head towards an area where horses maybe don't go so well.
I'll intimidate him into stopping and dropping his weapon. As
Sure,
ordered by
make an
U.S.
intimidate
Marshal.
check.
I'll do so with a bonus die. Thanks to
All
my
right.
top talent.
Ooh.
I got one hard
Strong
success.
start.
Okay, a hard success. What are you yelling specifically?
U.S. Marshal, you better stop, drop your weapon, and turn around, son.
You better stop, drop, and roll down that hill. Come on.
Fire safety.
We ain't done with you yet.
He is going to toss a gun to the side, and you see him drop his gun,
Good
That's a
start.
start.
and he raises his hands, but he keeps running.
Oh yeah.
Well, now we can't shoot him.
Mackie didn't hear the end of it.
Well, he just wanted to make sure we don't shoot him. Let's chase him down.
Where is he
Collection of
gonna
you
go?
Riding closer.
Why can't we shoot him?
He's heading down into the scrub. He starts scrambling over rocks. He's getting to areas where horses are going to have trouble getting.
Where does it look like he's going? Aren't we on a random mesa? Like
He's going to head towards the mountain. Like he's heading right up there and starting scrambling and
That's where
climbing.
we were going anyway, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's dismount
This
and,
isn't as inconvenient as he thinks.
let's follow him up.
Just running.
I'd like to join the others at this point.
Okay. So you pull out of hiding and you join the others and you begin to sprint forward and come around. Now, meanwhile, Now, it is just about where we would take a break, but I so want to leave this on a cliffhanger, and I'm not exactly sure how to.
We are about to be hanging off cliffs.
I'll tell you what. Can I trust the collection of you with dramatic irony, or do I need to, do I need to hide things from you players?
We can handle a little bit of forewarning.
All right. In which case, as the collection of you are sprinting forward, climbing up, you're dismounting from your horses now, catching up to where Hiram is going. Hiram is darting around. You're losing sight of him as he sort of ducks behind valleys and stuff. And at one point, he manages to move into a crevasse. He opens his bag, from which he starts to pull out wind chimes and strange things, but also other odd bits and pieces, vials, weird collections of objects, until finally he pulls out a vial of little bits of dried blood, scrapings that he collected earlier from where Doc was wounded. And as he pulls it out and quickly puts it into a small concoction he's prepared and shakes it, drinks it, his features morph. And a second later, Doc is standing there, cracks his head, and continues to move.
I hate it.
All right. We'll leave it on a break there.
Right.
We'll be back in just a few. Please rejoin us, and let's get to one of those perfect I don't know who to shoot moments, because one is absolutely coming.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Stream of Chaos. I am here with my fine companions once again, and we are going to jump straight back in to the cliffhanger that we left you on, as our investigators are darting across the jagged rocks of the mesa in pursuit of Hiram Colby, the strange figure that they think is guilty. We had a moment of dramatic irony where the audience now knows that Hiram Colby is mutated and has assumed the form of Dr. Joseph. Now, the collection of you don't know this. So you ride hard and you get right to the edge of where these rocks are, and you know you're going to be able to move forward and charge straight after the Hiram in a moment. What are you doing? Are you trying to navigate with horses? Are you getting down? Are you running? Who's going? Who's bringing guns? Who's yelling? Who's doing what?
I'm waiting for Mac to let me shoot him.
All right.
I'm also preparing my gun, yeah.
We can't shoot him now. He's dropped his weapon, all right? Let's just try to catch up to him and hit him off.
Yeah.
I know. Right. I don't understand this problem with shooting a man. He's clearly suspicious.
No one shoots him in the back, all right? We just want to talk.
All right, in that
I
case.
agree with the marshal on this one. I start scrambling up the mountain.
Yeah, I'm going around as well.
Okay.
I want to be the one that catches him. I want to get all the glory.
All right, the two of you are now running, sprinting up the mountain as quickly as you can. Can I get you both to provide me with your speeds?
Oh,
yeah, true.
I was hoping that would be a climb check. My speed is low.
Where is...
You mean the move?
What tab is it under?
Your move speed, yes.
Where is it in this confounded character sheet?
There's nowhere to put it on the...
Yeah, I don't know if we have
which
speeds.
case, simply tell me...
movement, right.
It's under combat. Combat, yeah.
Under combat.
I figured it was in combat, but I was going to say, yep, 8.
8. Okay,
gang.
what's yours? Sorry, Daniel?
Mine is also 8.
8.
We are weirdly the same speed.
Who else is going and scrambling around?
I would also be doing that.
All right, Blanca, what's your movement?
Come on in.
Also 8.
Okay.
The mountain's fine.
And
I have failed to write my movement down.
in which case, tell me what your strength is.
Now I've tabbed away because I was looking for the Keeper's Handbook. My strength.
Yep.
is 50.
Your move rate is 9.
Oh, perfect. Thank
Is it?
you.
Yep.
I might be. Do
Your
I lose a
age.
point for being older?
What age are you?
50.
Yep, you'll lose a point. So you're all at 8.
That's what I thought.
Fantastic.
Well, that makes
Oh,
things
I'm
easy to remember.
Okay, I wonder what everyone's at the score
I'm
room
also
again.
older. I might lose a point as well, but I don't know.
That's a
I
good
remember
point.
if I
What
did
age
it
are
or
you?
not. I'm like 50s, yeah.
Okay, so you'll be 7.
Okay.
I think I have the highest movement possible. 'Cause
Yes, which is 9.
my strength and my dex are both higher than my size.
Perfect. 9. Yeah. In which case, but I'm only
no.
asking for those of you who are participating in the chase. So the Blanca, Grease, and Griff all are. Mac and Joseph, are you running or are you staying?
I'm not climbing up a mountain I cannot climb.
Okay, so you are holding back. You're on your horse. You're sort of watching. You're stopping everyone else's horses from running away. Mac, what about you?
I'm the one seeking to do the arresting, so I feel like I need to give chase.
Okay, so the four of you who
See
are
about
going, can I get everybody to make a Constitution check?
Zip. What's that?
Greece, success. Failure from Blanca. Okay, so successes from everyone. Blanca, unfortunately, you begin to fall a little bit behind everybody else. You're just sort of struggling over the rocks, and Mac looks like Mac and Griff, you know, they're a little older, but they've got this kind of mountain goat attitude about them where they look both very sure-footed. And Greece just has the energy of youth, just tearing forward as quickly as you can. You're sort of caught in between the two, falling back now a little bit. You can see that Dr. Joseph has stayed behind and appears to be watching the situation from afar. But the collection of you are tearing forward as quickly as you can, trying to catch up to this person. Now, the first area that you come to is right round where you last saw the doctor appear, and there's just a bunch of trash on the ground. There's a wind chime, there's sort of little shards of crystal and rock, and all sort of like random bits of garbage all standing there, and you can see a set of footprints leading further ahead. You get there, but there's no sign of Hiram.
Add
chase.
littering to the offenses.
Okay, you're
Now
giving
we can
chase.
shoot him.
None of you are stopping to examine the goods or look for tracks. You're just following. Okay, fantastic. The collection of you tear, crunching the wind chimes underfoot. Now, as Griff, you step down onto, because I'm sorry, by memory, you have the lowest luck.
Me?
Yes.
My luck is 56.
No, okay, so
Probably me.
Mac.
Let's have a
Mac,
look.
so as all of you are running, Mac, you have the lowest luck. And as you
35?
were running past this pile of trash on the ground, you step on what looks like a small kind of milky white crystal, and then it breaks and bang, explodes, and all of you are sent flying as some kind of grenade goes off
What the
underneath
hell?
you. I need everybody to make a Constitution check immediately.
Everyone?
Uh-oh.
No, only those caught in the explosion. As you are running, Blanca, you suddenly see this boom as if dynamite has gone off, and see the bodies of your companions go flying around in various directions.
May I luck this Constitution check?
I would advise it if you fail.
Yes. I'm going to spend 3 points of luck. to succeed.
Okay.
Reese, you got any luck to spare?
My pockets. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I
I don't know.
forgot. I'm talking about Grace.
Yeah, I got 9 points. Bring me down to a measly 90 with all the rest of you schmucks. Can I have the 7 that I was denied earlier now?
No.
Damn it.
99 problems, but luck ain't one.
Okay. So the explosion. It's okay. So who succeed? Let's go through. As you continue along, tearing through this chase. Now, Grease, you failed. Griff, you failed. Jeremiah, you have
Griff passed.
Okay. So Grease, you're going to lock this down.
Griff and I have both spent luck, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
you all both lock this down. Okay, so the effects of the paralysis grenade are going to be negated somewhat by the explosive grenade, which means that you won't need an extreme success to avoid being paralyzed. You'll just need regular successes, which you have all provided. Instead, you will all just take 46 damage.
What?
How many?
Hang on, did you say
46
grenade
damage.
in there?
Yes.
Did you say
so
grenade
those
are
Two
twice?
different kinds of
You've
grenades.
essentially all walked onto a landmine, and it just blows out chunks of stone and sends all the collection of you flying sideways, crashing onto the ground.
Bone.
And you said 4d6.
4d6 is what I said.
He
So-
also
Four
did.
of them.
He also
Let me
did say,
give
"Do
a
you
roll."
stop to examine the evidence,
Yes.
or you give chase?"
I will never stop.
So you all take 17 points of damage.
Oh my god.
I reject
I
your
think-
damage.
Who's still up?
I'm still up, but I'm like that's a lot of damage.
Mac, how are we looking?
Still on 5 because we're playing with the pulp rules. We're ignoring major wounds.
Yeah,
I
major
believe.
wounds.
5 twins. I'm also on 5 health.
I'm really glad that I stayed down the bottom of the mountain.
But you're the one that's gonna heal us.
There is an enormous explosion, a giant sound that rings out and echoes through the entire mesa. As these three lie on the ground, kind of getting their hearing back, staggering to their feet, you're covered with scratches and wounds, hauling yourself to your feet. Blanca, just behind, you hear the explosion be answered by and the howling of undead as they begin to assemble. And then from deeper in the mesa, a deep laugh. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna keep going. I would like to chase this guy. If the other three are out of commission, someone needs to chase him down.
Okay, so you sprint forward as quickly as you can, tearing through and going after the tracks. The three of you on the ground are hauling yourselves to your feet. You manage to get up, staggering around. You see Blanca fly past like a bullet. Doc down at the bottom. You've seen this explosion. You've heard yells of pain. You can hear the screaming of the undead coming. What would you like to do?
Fuck. Oh, heck. I will pull down my bag. I will put it over my shoulder, and I am going to start heading up to where I heard that bang. And I think I'm possibly going to pull out my gun.
Okay. You pull your gun carefully out of your ductor's bag where you have it hidden away. You hear the horses all snort nervously around you. Turning back, you're not sure if they're going to be here when you return, but you don't have much time. You continue forward. Now, the three of you inside the blast zone, what are you doing? Have you staggered forward and kind of, are you continuing with the chase? Are you regaining your bearings? What is the deal?
No, I
The
don't.
explosion is going to bring all manner of undead, all shamblers towards us.
The hell was that?
I run towards the edge of the cave, right?
Yep.
Where it looks down, and can I see the dock climbing back up?
Yes, you can.
I would like to crouch down at the top and scope down for any shamblers that might be gaining on him. And if they do, I would like to shoot them.
Okay, you know that you have a little bit before they start arriving, but you are now in a really good position. You're there, you're aiming
I just
carefully.
wanted to make sure that the dock wasn't going to get mobbed by undead
You can
shamblers.
confirm the dog is not about to be leapt upon. You are safe there.
All right. I signaled to dock to come.
I want to try and
What
wheel
the other
around.
two of
And
you,
can
Grace?
we
Yep.
see where old mate went?
Yep, Blanca has torn after them.
Okay, I will resume chase.
Grease, wounded as you are, you stagger forward and you begin to run, sprinting as quickly as you can, further and deeper into the mesa.
my
What about
legs.
you, Mac?
I'm getting too old for this. I can't take a grenade to the chest and keep running. I'm gonna join Griff. I think it's an excellent plan.
Okay, so you stagger forward too, a little bit wounded, and come around. Meanwhile, Blanca, you turn around just in time to see a shape disappear around the top of the ledge just above you. You scramble up to try and give chase. I want you to make a climb check.
I can certainly attempt such a thing.
A few seconds later, Grease, you'll be following, so please
Famous
also make a climb
catchphrase.
check.
I fail.
Oh, all right. You're a little bit slower, so the head start that you got on Grease, you're actually going to lose, and the two of you take quite a while. Yeah, so both of you have failed, so you're slow. You actually get up to the top first, Blanca. You can bend down and help Grease. He's a little bit behind you if you like.
I could theoreticely do that, yes.
Give me
or you
your
could turn
hand.
and you could try and get there quicker.
Scar.
You could give Hiram less time to prepare, but you'll be arriving by yourself.
I'm sorry, Grace. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna scramble up as quick as I can.
No.
Okay. And you tear off by yourself, sprinting around, and a second later, you have come into the you burst forward. You come up to the top of this small plateau, and you run into what looks like a small cave that appears to be heading deeper into the mountain itself. As you come in, you are immediately greeted with a sort of jagged area. It's poorly lit. There's shadows everywhere. You start scanning through the shadows for Hiram, hoping that you can spot him, but he's standing right in front of you, and you do a double take, and he moves just as you go to move. What is your dexterity?
It is. My dexterity is 60.
60. Okay.
It's not so bad.
I'm just going to check
Say so myself.
Hiram Colby's statistics in the Fantastic Shadows.
What's he
of
got there?
Stillwater.
What's that?
It's just a little book. Nothing
Hang on.
That
too crazy.
Matt?
He's reading this whole thing.
Now.
Wait, is this from a book?
You,
You know how I
tricked
feel
us.
about books.
Fair enough.
Not a
Day
fan.
I
Love the
read.
Ignore this book.
Oh, hey, look, there's snakes on the cover.
Now,
Wait,
Is that-
really?
unfortunately,
Don't look.
I don't have a
That
map
one's an elephant.
for. I don't have a map for an internal cave fight, but never fear, because this fight may not last very long, one way or another.
Ooh, that's a fun thing for the keeper to say.
Cool,
Yes.
cool. Sick.
I can only help you if you're not actually dead.
Yes. Now, interesting.
I make no promises.
Interestingly, Shadows of Stillwater, the stats here, you have that divided into groups. So, for example, there's the humans group and there's the monsters group, which Hiram is part
What?
of. Hiram has 70 dexterity, which means he
The
is
hell
going
they
to go
got that
first,
for?
and he is going to hurl something directly at your face.
What does he look like?
Hiram is.
I mean,
sort
right
of like the
now.
classic. If you imagine the classic wild-haired prospector sort of look, broad, big beard, bright red hair, actually, going out in every direction. But he looks like he's just taken a pair of
Angeles
shears and he's
Grimes.
shorn around the top and he's shorn around here. So he's managed to plaster it down a little bit. Otherwise, dirty kind of overcoat, prospector's gear, covered with dust, with this large satchel and a weather-blasted face. Usually.
It's a charmer.
Now, there is a
He ha-
slight difference to his appearance, considering something that happened off screen directly before. But we're going to come back to that in a second because it may not apply depending on the outcome of this initial roll. Give me 2 seconds to prepare this.
Unacceptable.
All right. Hiram throws something into your face.
Cool.
Make
I
a
get to-
dodge or a riposte check.
Okay, cool.
Or
I
catch
do-
it. Yeah, riposte, catch it, throw it back at him. No,
what is
do
riposte
not
again?
riposte.
Riposte, you need to get a greater degree of success. Now, you can see that Hiram has gotten a hard success, which means you will need an extreme success to beat him. But if you get this, you'll actually be able to fire your shotgun before he can do anything.
So I use my shotgun skill.
Yes, you do, rather than your dodge skill.
Can she use throw skill to grab it and throw it back?
I'd allow a throw skill.
Let me
I
just
don't-
quickly run
You'll need
these
an extreme
numbers in my
success because he just threw this very
head.
quickly into your face.
And with a dodge, I just need to match.
Yes.
Fuck. Okay, I have a slightly better chance of like 2 points better. I failed.
Okay.
You can't luck in combat.
You
Yeah.
try to throw yourself out of the way and you
Okay.
stagger backwards, but something is in your face. This sort of faintly strawberry smelling substance, and you kind of stutter at it and move back. And then you see all of a sudden Hiram, but it's not Hiram, it's Joseph in front of you. Joseph's moving and shifting face. And the last thing you hear before your vision goes black is, "Go back and kill the boy." Grease.
What?
You pull yourself over the top and you see Blanca coming out towards you. Blanca is holding a shotgun.
Where'd he go?
Blanca swings the shotgun towards you.
Blanca? You left me back there and I had to climb the whole damn thing myself.
Now, you are a quick draw artist, Grease. So
Hell
you
yeah.
can tell some vague amount of hostile intent.
Yeah.
What I would like you to do, we're going to assume that you realize what's happening. After a couple of seconds, you left me back there. You see that Blanca's eyes are glazed over and faded. She
Blanca?
swings the shotgun towards you, cocks it, and
Blanca?
goes to fire.
I'd look behind me just to confirm.
No one. You're lightning quick, which is the only reason I'm letting you still do things.
I'm not gonna outdraw her.
You're not going to outdraw?
Nope.
Okay, so you're going to let her fire.
Yep.
Blanca, make a power check.
Okay, well, check.
Blanca, you wouldn't do it. You
I remember
won't.
thinking, oh, I won't need power.
What are the chances?
Oh, hard success.
Ooh,
Easy.
That's a good one.
You start to tremble, and you can feel a bead of sweat dripping down the side of your head, and you can see Blanca is visibly struggling with the gun, trying not to, kind of like coughing, spluttering, desperately trying not to take a shot.
I saw the cave she came out of, right?
Yep.
I go, just stay there, and I'm gonna circle around her with like my hands up, like I want to find out what happened, and then I want to circle around and see if I can get an eye light on the cave and see the demon goblin or whatever
Blanca,
I
do you
suspect
follow
is
with
within.
a shotgun, or are you like frozen, like staring directly ahead, or?
I would trail him, but
Yeah.
I'm hoping not to shoot.
No, yeah, you
Yeah,
with
we
a
all
hard
are.
success, you are holding yourself back. What thought is Blanca clinging to avoid shooting?
Oh, just the thought of like if he was my own kid,
Right.
how that would make me feel,
Yeah.
and that's what's keeping me from doing it.
Fair enough. Absolutely. Well, he's young, you know. You do care, exactly.
What? I didn't get that second
Go
bit.
in that
I'm gonna
cave
ignore
and
it.
Die, boy.
You go in the
tear
cave and
back
die.
you tear back into the cave. Now, meanwhile, outside, Doc, you struggle forward and you get to the top, and you can see these two wounded and not looking particularly well, but they're alert. They both have guns at the ready and are scanning. You can see Griff wielding around this great. What kind of gun is it? It's a buffalo gun, right? It's
it's a buffalo gun. It's a gun design. It's super powerful.
It's
Yeah,
an
essentially.
gun.
Yeah,
And-
essentially an elephant gun. Like it's
Yes.
designed to pierce the hides of buffalo. It's dangerous.
Sounds tight.
After
Takes
arriving
me
at the
3
top,
rounds to reload it.
After arriving at the
What?
top, I was about to say you hear 2 shots go off. You don't, because you know your shots will take an hour to reload, Griff. Instead, Mac just sort of in the distance, you spot one of these shamblers and you take it down before it gets too close. But you can see that they are amassing. You are running out of time.
Sorry, where's Doc at?
Doc is right in front of you.
Oh, that's fine.
A gun.
Yeah, where did that come from?
Don't ask. Right. What are we doing?
Hey Doc, is there any way to collapse this? Seal us in? So them shamblers don't come up our asses?
Well, no, I'd like to catch up with the others. Make sure they're in one piece.
Right. Did anyone else get hit by this?
Yeah, Grease got hit pretty bad, but you know what he's like. He just got up and
did.
kept running.
Wait, I look around for the first time, seeing that Grease isn't there and Blanca's not there, and I'm
You
like,
can actually probably see Blanca standing at the top of a ledge nearby, holding a shotgun and not moving.
Well, let's get up there.
yeah,
how much
Blanca, you alright?
How much time do we have? As in, first aid patching someone up's not. It's not something.
You've got like a minute, 2 minutes if you're
Cool.
lucky.
All right, let's go.
So
We
you begin to
ascend.
chase after the others. You scramble up this low wall. Since you're not in an active pursuit, I'm not going to make you roll a chase check. Now, this is a little open area. It would be difficult to collapse and seal off, but you can see that small cave just ahead, which looks like the kind of perfect area that you would be able to seal off and head further in, at least hide from these creatures. Meanwhile, Grease, you have just ducked inside this area. You sprint in as best you can, your coat flapping around you. Do you have your gun out?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, you just tear in, look around, and you can see at the back Doc standing there, looking directly at you and glaring.
Doc?
Let me ask you, does Grease believe this is Doc?
He's not that stupid. I think he's definitely cautious.
Yep.
That being said, I mean,
he's not
he doesn't
certain.
he doesn't know that there wasn't like a passage up or something. He's not gonna he's gonna push a little bit harder. But no, I think he's at least suspicious.
Okay. Also, the clothes are different. You start to immediately make connections.
Is he
now.
wearing
If I can-
prospector clothes?
He's shed some of them to complete the illusion, but no, he's still in markedly different clothes. No one can quite replicate a perfect fashion sense. There's no hip flask. How could this be possibly accurate? But then Doc starts to talk. And if I could request such a thing of you, Art, can I get you to parrot my words here? And speak through. Actually, I'll tell you what. Why don't you just speak straight away? But let me give you another bit of dramatic irony. The wind chime that Blanca bought is actually a sophisticated listening device and monitoring device,
What?
which has
Are you
allowed
kidding
Hiram
me?
to completely monitor everything that you have done since arriving in
He's
Stillwater.
a goddamn
Kidding me?
spook.
As a result,
The Pinkertons.
exactly. As a result, Hiram knows everything that's been said, every private conversation you've had. So based on the knowledge there, based on every bit of leverage you have to apply to convince Greece that you are not a threat and to give you enough time to get close enough to apply your mind control serum, give me an
What?
example of your...
I do have one very specific question.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind if you don't tell me, but
Sure.
would that chime have picked up the conversation that Grease and I had privately?
Yes, because Griff was nearby enough. Yes, it would.
It
would
was
have-
Blanca that's carrying it, though.
Oh, you're right. Oh,
Haha.
good call. Griff didn't have it. Why did I say that?
The party splitting up
Blanca.
saves the day.
I'll tell you
no,
what.
the opposite. The
I think,
opposite.
I think it's only fair for Blanca to decide.
When was this conversation?
This was
Just
when
remind me.
you were providing Overwatch for Mac as he crept down to get the horse.
How far away were they?
Ages,
a good,
I think.
a good like 50 meters. You know.
I would have seen them talking, but 50 meters is pretty far. It's like a pool.
So no, it didn't pick up that.
Maybe that it was a private conversation, but
Okay. So
but hang on, it's a wind chime. It doesn't have eyes.
Probably heard me
Um,
saying that the fucking wind chime was dumb a lot.
I don't want to game the system, but I would say no. 50 meters is quite far.
all right.
It lets me know how far I can push this.
Sure. Please, Art, if you would.
Doc,
What
Grease.
does Hiram say?
Yeah, Grease, come here. I got a little ways back. Something seems to be wrong with Blanca.
yeah, I noticed. Say, you don't see the prospector come through here, did you?
You know what? My observation skills aren't that great. You know that, Grease.
Yeah, I guess I do.
Pretty banged up. I heard a blast from outside. I should probably take a look at you, and I'm gonna stop, like, moving towards him slowly.
I like step back a little bit, but I'm not actively fleeing.
All right, the two of you are kind of doing this pace around dance as you continue the conversation.
Come on, like,
How'd y'all outpace us, given we were running and y'all were with the horses?
well, I had the horses. I did a loop around, and I saw there was another way up, so I figured I'd just, come on up here, given it was a dangerous thing, and my job is to people.
I mean, we were talking earlier about, dangers and such, and how we're the ones what are armed, and y'all are probably best staying with us. Just seems chasing after the strange exploding prospector by yourself is a mite foolish.
No, that's what I mean. Staying down with the horses when there's all kinds of unpleasant things. I thought it'd be a good idea for me to catch up with all y'all, but I'm not a great climber, so I had to find another way up.
All right.
I'm going to pause that conversation for a second. Meanwhile, outside, the rest of you have emerged and you've climbed up, and the real Doc is now standing there, and you arrive and you can see Blanca standing holding the shotgun. Blanca, can you make another power check for me?
Absolutely. I failed that one.
Yes.
Someone's getting shot.
You turn toward now. The command that Hiram gave was go and kill the boy, right? So there was pretty explicitly in Blanca's mind referring to Greece. Now, the collection of you as you stand round, you see this kind of, you can see Blanca looks terrified and he's kind of like desperately trying to move. You can see the crucifix that they wear sort of like shaking as their chest heaves, and then their breathing slops and their eyes glaze over and they turn and they begin to march towards the cave, weapon held at the ready, without addressing either of you. Any of you.
Marshall, can you talk her out of that?
Can
Or
I,
not?
As the doctor, am I able to tell something is very wrong?
You can make a psychology check.
Good. No,
Sorry.
don't worry. I have a doctor's bag full of tricks. Don't even stress, yo.
I have a big shotgun.
Pretty sure if I get this right, chloroform beats shotgun any day.
Ooh.
Ooh, ooh,
Oh.
ooh.
So you can tell something's wrong. Anyone could tell something's wrong. What you can't tell is like what you're not able to tell is that Blanca wouldn't just turn around and shoot you if you got close, or shoot all of you. You know, you don't feel kind of safe going like, oh, Blanca's clearly just like lost and like tunnel visioning on something, so I can get up close and chloroform. You
I don't care.
Okay, fantastic. That's great. All right.
Like
So
the doc's just like, something is wrong. I am
Uh-oh.
fixing this. My life is not like in this moment.
I love it. We're going to come back to you two in a second. I just want to hear what Mac and Griff are doing.
But if Blanca's turning back toward the cave with the shotgun out, I'd be calling out to her. We said we just want to talk. We're not going to shoot anyone in the back. Ain't that right, Blanca?
Griff, what are you doing?
Yeah, does Blanca respond in
Yeah, I
any
was
way?
gonna say, do
or
I
is she,
respond? Can
like-
I respond?
I think you will have the opportunity to do something, but you are caught up inside your head at the minute, so you
Yeah,
will not be
okay.
able to literally yell something. But I'll tell you what, tell us what Blanca is thinking right now.
I imagine I'm not thinking anything except I need to kill that
Yeah,
good for nothing brat
fair enough.
who doesn't contribute nothing to the group and
Who are we
That's
talking
all.
about?
Yeah, I'll probably start to barrel up towards her and
All right.
try to disarm her as best I can, I guess.
All right, you're barreling straight towards Blanca. Meanwhile, inside, now I'm going to take over from you, Art. Thank you so much. But first of all, Grease, it doesn't seem like you're entirely convinced.
Well, no.
Okay. In which case, you
But
are
I
going
don't think it's a shapeshifter. I don't know
You
what's
don't know
happening,
what's going on.
and I don't want it near
Yeah.
my wounds.
Exactly. So the creature that is not Doc, or that is Doc, or that is half Doc, continues to sort of pace around you, but then stops after a little while, frowns, and says, "You know, I agree with you that this land is cursed."
Yeah, we talked about earlier. There's seems to be something wrong going on.
There's something terribly wrong. It's awful, isn't it? It's the devil's work. That's what I think.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know what they've been doing to justify it, but yeah, certainly. Cursed for some reason. We need to figure out why. Say, why don't we head back outside to the others? Blanca don't look right, and I think you're probably the best one to handle it.
You know, I think that when people are faced with curses, the most important thing that they need to realize is that they have the power to put an end to the curses. Wouldn't you agree?
I mean, they're kind of beyond us. I always heard there were ramifications for your actions. And I can't imagine what someone's done that could deserve what's happening here, but maybe it's just.
Maybe, but if you could stop it, would you? If you could
course.
fix everything here, you would.
Of course, but I don't know how we can. I mean, we don't even know what's happening. Listen, we need to go back to the others now and start to sort things out.
How much would you pay to stop everything here?
I'm not sure that you're the doc. I think, are you feeling all right? Your mask
I'm
is
not the
falling down.
doc, but I know how to stop it. And if you kill me, you'll never find out how. And at that point, we'll jump back to outside.
Ugh.
Now, the two of you are barreling forward, Griff, and you have decided to as well, Joseph. Griff.
Oh, I was gonna say, I'll get her. You to the marshal. I'm like, Marshal, I'll get her. You go get the kid.
Well, all right. Just make sure he doesn't shoot anybody.
All right. Marshall, you're now heading inside. Joseph, what's gone through your head that what thought process makes Joseph abandon personal safety? What is it? Just responsibility? Is it training that takes over?
Yeah, it's training. It's that thing of, you know, he's a medical doctor, but medicine and mental issues didn't really get separated too much back in like the 19th century. So I think he's probably come across some people who are not quite straight in the head, and usually the quickest way to stop them harming themselves or harming others is to drug them. So that is kind of just his training kicking in, I think. Yeah.
Perfect.
Nope, gotta sedate.
In which case, the two of you leap forward. And since you're working together, I would like one of you to make a body violence. So, what am I talking about? Sorry, I got my RPGs mixed up. That's so funny.
Strength.
I would like you to make a fighting brawl check.
Ooh.
That ain't not gonna be me.
Yeah, I'm not great at fighting brawl. I'll have a go though. Like I'm probably better at it than you are, right?
I am base, I think.
Yeah, I think I'm a bit above base because I've got some in other stuff. Anyway, I'll have a go. Fight and brawl. Here we go. Nope.
Okay.
You have advantage, right?
All right.
Was it
With
bonus
advantage,
die?
but it
Bonus
looks like
die?
the
Bonus die?
both with bonus die, but I can see that both characters have rolled, so that can effectively function as advantage.
One was a
no.
psychology
Oh, no.
roll from earlier.
That was a psychology roll. Sorry, my bad. Yes, please roll with advantage. Oh my god!
Ooh, that's an extreme.
Wow, that's so
Kill Blanca.
perfect.
Throw her off a cliff.
Hey, none of that. None of that. None of that. Boy,
Now,
this ain't
Son.
over yet.
what Blanca, you suddenly feel something connect with you and begin to hurl you sideways. You're thrown to the ground, and a second later, you feel a strange scent fill your nostrils, which immediately goes over and begins to spin around in your head. And for a few seconds, you're completely transported out of yourself. And I want you to think of what memory is it that would have instilled this restraint, would have instilled the ability for Blanca to care for someone like Grease and force every part of her being into not firing. What memory would have prompted that? What's something from your past that turned you into the person that would have spared Grease? Because that's where you suddenly are, and you're once again transported to that location because of the effects of the chloroform.
So I am riding out of town, as slow as I can let myself, even though I know I have to get out of there quickly. And I look back over my shoulder, and there is a woman and a small child, maybe no older than like 6 or 7, and that kid has like a little like leather journal, and I gave it to him because I want him to write down everything that I'm gonna miss when I'm away.
Ah, lovely.
Oh man.
Oh wow.
Fantastic. And
Also, I technically probably lied on what I did. Chloroform takes like 5 minutes to work on a cloth, so I'd actually probably have like pulled out a bag, got a syringe, filled it with laudanum, and just gone.
certainly just as effective.
Yeah.
And Blanca, as you were there, you're suddenly back there, and all the memory and all the feeling of it comes crashing down, and you are pulled out of yourself, and for a second, all the guilt, all the burdens of the world that you've been carrying for so long are gone, and you're just lines in a journal for a time, and you fall asleep.
Ooh.
As the two of you are left there. Inside, Mac, you begin to walk in, and you can see Grease staring face to face with this facsimile of the dock. And what does Mac do when you're in a position where you can see the dock if you turn around that way and that way? You can see the both of them. You know that this isn't real.
Oh
You
no.
can- yeah. What are you thinking, Mac?
How close are they? Like to each other?
Right up close, I think now. Grease, well, let's ask. You get a couple of seconds. Grease says, "If you kill me, you'll never stop it. I can fix it all. I can save all those people. And if you kill me, they will die. They will turn to the devil, and they will eat each other, and none of them will find salvation."
Ooh, tell me what we gotta do.
Are you letting this person get close to you?
Yeah, mainly because I'm overconfident. and I don't think
Okay.
this dude can do a damn thing to me.
If he's getting too I'm gonna shoot before he gets too close for it to not be safe for me to shoot. if
Would you
know what I
like to
mean.
shout out any warning, or are you just raising the gun silently?
I gotta give him a warning. I
All right.
gotta tell him to step back.
Okay.
And that's all he gets. He just gets the 2 words: step back.
Grease, you hear the marshal's voice ring out, and you turn and you see the marshal, and you see this person kind of freeze and look towards the marshal and look towards you and say quickly to you, I can show you how to save everyone, to really be someone.
Mac,
Did he step back?
He has stopped moving. He hasn't stepped back.
He hasn't stepped back.
He hasn't stepped back. He has
getting
stopped
shot.
moving. He's getting shot.
I want to at least say, Mac, don't shoot.
Okay. You say Mac don't shoot, and then Mac, can you make a power check? Oh, I think you're muted.
sorry.
All of a sudden.
It was pretty clear. It was
Power
power check.
Power check.
A power check.
I thought it was funny.
I think this is panic. This is so quick.
My character sheet isn't loading.
Depends.
All right.
Would you even listen to Grace? Like, or is he just a kid? Like,
Honestly,
you know what I mean? Like,
I don't think he knows what's good for him in this exact moment.
Yeah,
what's
I
good
think
for
you'd
me is
shoot
me
anyway.
putting a bullet into
Good
him.
raid.
All right. Okay. So with that, then let's lean it that way. You say, Mac, don't shoot, and the gun goes off.
And my
Bang.
character sheet's back.
Roll me a firearms check this time. A hard success.
Kill him.
And the bullet slams directly into Doc's body. With how much damage is that going to be?
you have to roll damage separately, I think.
Please do.
I would love to.
The damage on that
What did
would
you roll
be.
for the combat page.
2d6 plus 1.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I just rolled the attack again.
Yeah,
My bad.
That
That's
still
okay.
works.
Yeah, yeah.
10
Shall we
damage.
ignore
No,
that
it's
damage?
attack?
The
10
damage
damage?
still works. Yeah.
10 damage.
Slams into Hiram, and he chokes and steps backwards and staggers into the wall. Lands, blood is pouring down from his body. And he turns towards you. You and his eyes, still his voice, but there's a certain serpentine edge to it, maybe, or maybe you're just imagining it. His eyes look across to you, Grease, and he says, "You are all damned." He slumps forward on the ground and dies.
Oh, hell.
You only have a couple of seconds because the undead are coming. Outside, what? Oh, sorry, Grace. What are you doing?
I want to yell for the real. Oh, I guess. Do I know that the real doc's nearby?
Yeah, you would know nearby at least.
I'll yell for him because I don't necessarily know that this dude's beyond saving. So I'll call for the doc.
Doc, you're pulling yourself up off Blanca, and Griff is helping you pick her up when all of a sudden you hear a gunshot and then yelling, and you can see now the undead are coming. They're getting closer and closer.
I will run in.
All right.
To the person, and I still have my bag slung over and fucking side eye now. I'm just like, what?
Excellent. Griff, you're following along as well?
Yeah, I scoop up Blanca like in my giant arms and carry him in and carry her in.
All of you are now bursting into this cave. You know that the dead are almost moments away. Now, Mac, you stepped on one of these explosive things, so you weren't really looking at it. And Grease, you got up and sprinted straight away, so you weren't really looking at it either. But Griff, you were kind of in the perfect position to see what they looked like, and you can see as you tear in, you see, what the hell is that? The body of Doc. We're going to make some sanity checks at the end of this session, don't you worry.
Oh, yeah.
But meanwhile, you can see that their satchel has slung forward, and you can see several more of those explosive things have slid across the ground. If you want to collapse something, now would be the time.
All right, let's pick them up. Come on,
Doc, this thing or whatever's been shot, and it's got information. If you can do anything.
Doc, you turn and you see yourself lying on the ground, holding a blood-stained, shoulder and life fading from your eyes. You will need to make a sanity check.
I lie Blanca down and go to pick up a bunch of these grenades.
Okay, fantastic. Right, you're scooping them into your hands, grabbing them as quickly as you can.
All right, that looks like a failure on the sanity check.
I think you're
And I
muted
can
out.
block that.
Oh no, there you go.
Okay, perfect. So,
Can I lock this or no? We decided no.
you technically you cannot luck sanity checks.
Yep.
So I think from a dramatic perspective, you freeze, and I think that's probably best for the moment. Upon seeing yourself, we'll come back to exactly what you do, but you are not able to leap forward. You are not able to save Hiram's life or anything like that. And Grease, you stand just nearby as you see Hiram slowly kind of fade away. Moments later,
Rats.
Griff, can I get you to make a throw test for me?
Ooh, I'm actually have above base on throw.
Nice.
I don't know why I did it, but I think
Because throw is a great skill to have.
Throw is the best skill.
and now far out. Where is it? It'll be under T for throw.
Yes.
All right, there we go. Boom, hard success.
Okay. And with a hard success, you toss the satchel, which slams into the rocks. There is an enormous explosion, which shakes everything. Since you passed the success, the check, you're not going to be thrown backwards. Instead, you have just enough time to see this horde of undead streaming over the top of the plateau before rocks come crumbling down, and a collection of you are plunged into the dark. And we'll end the session there, I think.
Yay!
Good position.
As we're all happy. Who's unconscious? One of us is unconscious. One of us is in the middle of is frozen in fear. One of us is technically dead.
Now, the last thing that you see as you know you're plunged into the darkness, everyone starts fumbling for torches. There might be a sudden flash of light. Joseph, would you like to take any actions?
Yeah, and seeing a thing that is not me look like me, I have a gun. I am going to shoot it in the head.
Oh
So
no.
in the solid darkness, everything's black. The screaming of the undead has stopped. You are safe. You are calm. Bang! Everything lights up, and you can see Hiram, Doc's head jerk backwards, and Doc standing above with a gun. And then everything goes dark again. Fantastic. That's the end of today's session. Thank you for what a whirlwind game from everybody. You're all amazing, as always. And thank you to everybody for watching. Now, I promised announcements, and we do have them. This weekend, we are going to be streaming a very special game of Call of Cthulhu featuring the amazing crew from U2 Can Cthulhu, who will be playing through a scenario from Mansions of Madness. So tune into that. You can find all the details with the exact times and stuff like that on the Chaosium Twitter page. We would love to have you there. Thank you all once again for joining. Have I forgotten anything, or is that about it?
There's another game starting as well.
Oh, of course. What am I talking about? Do you want to introduce that, or shall I?
Hell yeah. So we're also kicking off a RuneQuest game, which is going to be awesome. So it's called White Bull, and it's going to be a bunch of dudes tearing around Glorantha.
Anyway, thank you, everybody. We will see you next time. All the best, and goodbye.
Cheers.